Hello and welcome to another episode of Deb's Artsy Life. I'm Deborah and I live in Southwest Virginia in the United States. And if you're new here, welcome. I've got so many new subscribers and I'm very excited. But I'm coming to you today from the front bedroom in our house. I usually sit on the couch and talk to you, but I've got the tripod set up across the room here because I wanted you to see my yarn closet. I haven't filmed from the yarn closet in a while, and I don't think you can see all the way to the very top, but there are all my basics, my Premier basics are on top. I ordered all these new colors. I used to have bins on the top, but now I fill the whole closet from top to bottom with yarn. I've just got some absolutely gorgeous yarn. And the way that I work is I get inspired by color. The whole thing for me is about color, whether it's, drawing, painting, stitching, or crochet. I can't think of all the crafty things I do, but everything I do is really about color. And I love the bright colors. So this I had to organize mainly by size because it was falling out. But this is mostly Heartland, very soft yarns. I hope you can see it. I know it's very dark today. We've had a lot of rain. This has been a good, slow, steady, rainy day, and it's just been really cozy. But maybe I can move the tripod over and talk more about the yarn. But what I mainly wanted to do was just have that in the background. It's a pretty big closet, even though it doesn't look all that big from across the room. But I wanted to be able to hold these things up and show you. I had a viewer who asked to see this in another video in maybe more detail and to talk about it. This is the Bitty Stripes Seaweed, and I just think this colorway is gorgeous. And what I've done is I've added black and white in with it. So this is one big granny square, and then I've done black and white around it. And I've also used royal blue basics in a solid. And I've used, these are just granny squares that I've crocheted together. And then I'm putting the border on. And I'm going to make it right much bigger. Probably, I'm working now, and I'm sorry I'm all over the place today. My brain is going faster than I can talk. But this is the Royal Blue Basics, and I just think it coordinates so well with the seaweed. I'm going to grab a skein of the seaweed to show you. All my Bitty Stripes are in this corner, and I have got a ton of Bitty Stripes. But I only have one full skein of seaweed. Let me come up closer. I've got a bed in the way here. Look at that. I think that is so pretty. And a lot of people, or not many people, have used this online. I haven't seen this colorway in a lot of videos, but I love it because blue and green is my all-time favorite. This is the Basics color Thyme. It's a new color, thyme like the herb. And so I've incorporated that. Probably I've done that since I last spoke to you. I can't remember, or since I last showed you this. So my next round, I am now on the royal blue, and I'm trying to do two. I'm on the second row of royal blue, and I decided I really didn't want it to be even. I've got 3 rows here. I'm 2 rows at a time, and I'm going to do 2 rows of blue, and then I'm going to add the black and white row. And I'm going to do right much black and white more than this because I want the effect of a checkerboard if I can get it. So I'm working on that, and there is no pattern because I just make it up as I go. So I've had several people ask me for patterns and things, and I don't work from patterns usually. This is just a normal classic granny. Well, it's not really the classic granny because I only use one chain in the corners and no chains between my clusters because I don't like the holy look. I mean, I do. Okay, anyway. H-O-L-E-Y, not H-O-L-Y. So anyway, I've been working on this weekend. I pulled it out. This is one of my older whips. I started it last fall, and I just haven't worked on it a whole lot. But this weekend, I just got into the groove. So the centers of these squares is the Bitty Stripes colorway crayon box. And so this weekend I have been crocheting granny squares like mad. All these need to have the ends sewn in, and these have all had the ends sewn in. So I've got like 5 of each color, and there are 5 colors. So tonight my plan is to put all those together into the blanket. And I think I've only got 7 rows of grannies, so there's 7 granny squares across, and I think I need 8. So I think at the end of it I'm going to put on an extra row on the ends so that it can be folded in the middle on a seam, if that makes sense, so it's even. And that will also make it my arm span wide. So I hope that makes sense anyway. So I'm working on that, and I wanted to share it. And this is the basket that has all my yarn in it. Look at that. All my yarn just for this one project. Uh-oh. What fell out? That's the ball of Bitty Stripes crayon box. And here is the messy skein. Oh, I just love that yarn so much. So let's have one more look at that. I'm combining it with all these solids are basics. There's mustard, lime green, sweet potato, royal blue, of course, aqua, and then I've got this purple. I don't know if you can see it at the bottom, is actually Craft Smart from Michaels. I'll get a skein of it out so you can see. I don't even know if they have this particular brand. I think they changed it to Loops and Threads Classic, maybe. But this is the colorway Raspberry, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. It's just a 4-weight acrylic yarn. So that's what I've been working on. Then this morning, I'm going to move you over here, and then I'm going to, well, first let me show you Tucker. Can you see him? This is where he lays all day long to look out the window. So anyway, I'm going to turn you over here, and I'm going to lower the tripod, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit from the desk over here. This is a little bit different of a video, but I'm going to bring you a little bit closer. I've not used the tripod. I've not used it on this with like all the legs down. Like usually I put it on the table and it's a tabletop tripod. But today I've got the legs all the way down, and it's like my height, so it's really cool. But I'll show you what I did this morning. This is how my brain works, okay? Some people buy yarn to do a project. I do a project based on the inspiration from the yarn. So I have to have a huge stash of yarn in order to be, to come up with ideas for projects, because I do it that way instead of looking through a book or something, or a pattern book, and having a project in mind. I get project ideas from the yarn and from the colors. So that's what happened this morning. I had, oh, by the way, today's Memorial Day, and so I've been off all day, and it has been fabulous. And I know this video is all over the place, but I'm just winging it. But I had this ball of yarn, and it's Heartland by Line Brand. Heartland Congaree, I think, is the colorway of this one. But I had it balled up, and I thought, well, I need to use that. So I had pulled it off the shelf one day to use it, one day this weekend. And this morning, I crocheted a flower, and this flower is the Maybelle Flower by Rose Valley. Let me get that pattern. Hold on. I have made so very many of these, but actually today I did it from memory, and I changed the pattern not realizing it, and I like it better for me. It's not that it's better than hers by any means, but I like it better, if that makes sense. The way that I did it, it's not as holy, I guess. This is one I did in the past, and you can see how big the holes are. And then this one is a little bit tighter. It looks more like a little flower, and I just love it. But what happened was I made that first flower in that one yarn, and then I saw, and I'm going to tell you more about that pattern in just a minute, but I saw this washi tape that I had on my table, and it's gorgeous. And I thought, oh my gosh, those colors that blue is exactly what I'm using. And sure enough, look how the blue matches that washi tape. So I started writing it all down in my journal, and I got out the colors that coordinated with this washi tape of Line Brand Heartland. This is, I don't know how you say it, Haleakala. Haleakala? I don't know. And then Congaree and Lake Clark. And those colors are in this washi tape. Of course, I don't have a white in Heartland. I don't even know if they make one, but isn't that beautiful? So I put it in my journal because I wanted to remember it. And it was so perfect for this day, this rainy, rainy May day. I just think that washi tape is perfect for today. So that's what I've been doing today, is these little squares, and I'm trying to decide flowers, trying to decide what to do with them. But I wanted to show you, I have this pattern book, this binder full of patterns in sheet protectors. Even though I don't ever use patterns. I mean, I really don't. I buy them, and I want to make them, but then I don't. For instance, I have this, I don't know if any of you follow this lady, Crochet OBJET. She's from Israel, and her channel is Crochet OBJET Knitting. I paid $6 for this pattern on Ravelry. And I want to make it so bad it's her granny stripe shawl. So I found that today, and I thought, oh, I want to. But when I look at that, and it's just a a big page of instructions, it just completely overwhelms me. And it kind of kills my creativity, and I just want to do it myself. So I struggle with that, with patterns. I want to use patterns, but it's very hard for me to use a pattern. And I'm the same way with recipes. I hate using recipes. I will change it. It's like the rebel in me cannot just follow instructions, okay? And I don't know if that's the creativity or if it's just that I'm rebellious. But anyway, I've got this beautiful binder just full of a lot of paid for and free patterns. But what I want to show you is this is the Maybelle Flower, okay? It's a free pattern, and I need to mirror my video, but I really don't know how. So I'm going to tell you about it, and I'll link it. It is from her blog. Her name is A.B. McKenna. This is a 2010 pattern. And I will link, instead of telling you this, I will just link it. But I have made so many of these Maybelle flowers, and I use them as coasters. I've got my drink sitting on one right now. I mean, I learned how to make it, and I could not stop. I love that pattern. I love the way that flower looks, and I love coasters made from it. Well, she also, on her blog, tells you how to make a square from the Maybelle flower. So it's the Maybelle square crochet pattern. And I have printed off the pages from her blog. She walks you right through it. She tells you how to join the Maybelle squares. And then she tells you how to make a Maybelle flower garden. Not garden, garland. Garland, okay? So, it's just, and then she also has this little darling crochet flower pattern that is just beautiful. But go to her website. I'll link it in the description. Not her website, but her blog. It's called My Rose Valley. And I just adore this Maybelle flower. It's one of my very, very, very favorite things. And one of my most, I mean, I couldn't tell you, I've probably done thousands of these flowers. So that's what I'm doing today. And it's been so long since I've done this. And I was using that tape as my inspiration for the colors. So I was playing around with, using two different colors. Here's one in just one color. And then I did some like this. And what I thought I'd do is take this green and either do a square or a garland. I'll probably end up doing both. But even though I had all these projects to work on, and in fact, after my last video, I started thinking, someone said, you've got more whips than anybody I've ever known or anybody I've ever seen. And I thought, well, I mean, that's very true. I have more whips than probably anybody. But when I get an idea, I just start it, and that's what happens. But I was thinking after my last video that, what is going to happen if something were to happen to me, God forbid? What would my daughter do with all these unfinished projects? She would have no idea how to finish them. Excuse me, my mouth was dry. She'd have no idea how to finish them because she hasn't really been interested in learning to crochet. And so here she would have all these unfinished projects and a closet full of yarn to deal with if something happened to me. And so I started feeling this pressure to finish things because, good grief, what good are they if they're half finished? So I'm really working hard on those two projects I showed you earlier and just trying to finish things. However, I'm sure that things like this will come up and I will start, you know, I mean, I've done this since I learned to crochet. Excuse me. I need a cup of tea. Someone said on a video today, you know, the feeling of ending a project and not having anything on your hook, that's never happened to me, not once since I started crocheting. I have multiple projects going all the time, and I have never not, you know, crocheted, just constant. I love it. I love it so much. And I'm sorry my voice is acting up. It seemed like I had so much to share with you. While I'm in this room and I have the tripod, I'm going to show you my bookcase. Up on the top, I've got my knitting needles. I'm not doing this right. Oh, gosh. There we go. Hope you can see that. I've just got little bits on all the shelves. All my books. I can't imagine that that was a very good video. Let's try again. I'm going to go on down. I've got fiction books. I've got commentaries. I've got journals on the bottom shelf. Do you see all those? That whole bottom shelf basically is journals that I've filled. But that's the bookshelf. And then we have the TV in here and the writing desk. And that is a little washstand. And I have crocheted this. Oh! Please forgive me. You have to remember this is my first time using the full tripod. But this is a little circle, just a little cotton, I guess you'd call it a doily, even though I hate that word, but I guess that's what it is. And it matches that book that my husband's mother gave him years ago. Or actually, I think he gave it to his mother because she read it to him when he was little and he wrote her an inscription in there, Misty of Chincoteague. Anyway, I'm just showing you around there's the bed covered in all my, and we have Paddington on the bench. We love that movie. And there's Tucker all stretched out amongst my yarn paraphernalia. I'm bringing you back to the yarn closet and we're going to do a close-up. And again, please, please, I don't know if anybody will watch this video because it's terrible. But anyway, if you look up here on the very top shelf are my Premier Basics. And then this shelf is cotton. It is, it's Line Brand, I can't think what it's called, 24/7? Yeah. So I've got tons of that, and I need to be using it. I've got Lily Sugar and Cream, and I've got some Hobby Lobby yarn. And then this is, oh, and here you must see my Bitty Stripes collection. This is my favorite yarn. It's just my favorite yarn. These are the, here's a blank space because I pulled out the seaweed. Let me put it back. I'll probably need it, but hopefully I can order more soon. But this is the Mermaid. Here is the Galaxy, 3 of those. 1 Horizon. I've got 4 Retro Rainbow. 3 Pink Lemonade. And I'm working with 1 in the living room. I've got the Love Bug, Unicorn Mane, Lollies or something. So, the next time that goes on sale, I'm ordering. Down here, I have the variegated. Let me back you up. so you can see. These are just bags that I've made. This is the Serenity Chunky Candy, and then I've got a bunch of Hobby Lobby variegateds, which I love. Did you see that one fall down? It's from Michael's. I made a baby blanket for my youngest grandson, and this is what's left over, and it will become a basket eventually, or a bag. So anyway, I know this video's been insane, but I wanted to film one today, and so if I waited till I could do it perfect, I would just never post a video. But I just, I wanted to show you too, you know, I was doing those Maybelle flowers, and they perfectly coordinate with this. So I don't know if I'll be able to incorporate, you know, some of this. But this is the cobblestone colorway from, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. It is not cobblestone. It is Galaxy Gazing. Galaxy Gazing. But it's got those same misty, rainy May day vibes. And so I may do the granny square, the Maybelle square, like to make it a square I may use this, if that makes sense. But go check out My Rose Valley. I highly recommend it because that pattern is just perfect. Oh, and down here, let me tilt you down again. It's the only way I know to do this. I don't know if you can see it because it's so dark, but these are my cakes in this corner. Let me move this bag and hopefully you can see. That's the wall. I couldn't figure out what it was. But anyway, here's my cakes. I've got Karen Colorama Halo. I've got some Ferris wheel. I've got Colorama Haze. Just beautiful yarns. Beautiful yarns. I am so blessed and so thankful for this closet. It inspires me so much. I love just coming over here and putting colors together and coming up with ideas. And down here at the bottom I have this square, which I've shown you in the past, but I've got to do some more on it. I have made using, here's the grapey colorway. I put it down in the bottom because, but I've got ideas. So stay tuned for some of this too, but I've got more ideas and more yarn than I will ever be able to use, but I have the most fun. I just have the most fun. So I'm going to back you up again and just let you look at that gorgeous yarn. And this beautiful bag, this is yarn I've shown you in the past I got from the Fiber Festival. And it's coming up in about a week. And I haven't even touched the yarn that I bought last year. I did try to work with it. I tried to knit one of those Sophie scarves. And knitting is just, you know, crochet makes so much sense to me. And I can just crochet just about anything. But when it comes to, but is that not the most beautiful yarn? I just love that. So I want to use this because I'd love to go back to the Fiber Festival. I have all this beautiful yarn that I need to be using. The hand-dyed, hand-spun. I just need time. Honestly, y'all, if I didn't have to work, I would spend every waking moment probably crocheting up this yarn because I just enjoy it so much. I started this with the 24/7 cotton, and I need to add to it. I think that is beautiful. I just love that, and I just made it up. There's no pattern. I just like to start and make it up as I go and let the yarn kind of tell me what it wants to be. Like this bag. I love this bag. I made so many baskets, and I've got one in progress right now. These are some squares laying here that I started with the Lollies bitty stripes, but I'm not crazy about this pattern. I made it up, and I think I might want to do something different. But anyway, I've been carrying a ball of bitty stripes with me in my pocketbook. So I've been making all kinds of flower centers for the granny squares that I did the tutorial on. I've got like a stack. So I've been busy, and I'm really sad that I have to go back to work tomorrow. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I just want to thank you so much for all the love that I've been getting for this channel. I just can't believe how many subscribers and watch hours that I've been getting, and I'm actually eligible to have memberships and super thanks now. I haven't put it in place yet, but look for that. I hope I can make that happen and add some stuff. Maybe we could do like more tutorials if you were a member. Maybe paid members could have access to tutorials. I just got an email from Mary Maxim. Final hours, get $4.99 shipping. Anyway, that popped up on my phone. But I'm going to be thinking about that. And I hope you like this video. And if you do, please share it, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell so you'll know when I post another video. Thanks for watching. Happy Memorial Day if you're in the U.S.